Hello, guys. Welcome back. So once again, the WNBA has managed to create another situation where people are talking more about the drama than the basketball itself. I read this story and honestly thought, you've got to be kidding me. Because let's be real, outside of Caitlin Clark taking a fist to her throat, the biggest viral moment the league has had this season was Sophie Cunningham doing that signature point. That celebration completely took over social media. It was everywhere. Sports pages were posting it, fans were recreating it, and even people who don't watch the WNBA knew exactly what it was. Then you see Sophie Cunningham showing up at UFC, standing inside the octagon doing the exact same point alongside Max Holloway. Think about that for a second. UFC is recognizing one of the WNBA's most viral personalities, and instead of embracing that attention, you've got people inside the league acting like there's something wrong with it. Because nobody plays the victim quite like WNBA players. Somehow, everything has to become about an ism, a phobe, or white supremacy. It's always something. Instead of celebrating a player who's helping bring attention to the league, they immediately start complaining. And this right here is exactly why the WNBA has struggled financially for so long. The league finally broke into the mainstream because Caitlin Clark brought millions of new eyes to the product, and instead of capitalizing on that momentum, they're busy fighting with each other. Now, I'm probably about to hurt a lot of feelings, but I'm going to say it anyway. Sophie Cunningham is the #2 biggest star in the WNBA right now. Yes, I said it. She's bigger than A'ja Wilson. She's bigger than Angel Reese. I don't care if that offends people. I'm not talking about who's the better basketball player. I'm talking about visibility, publicity, media attention, and fan engagement. From that perspective, Sophie Cunningham is absolutely dominating everyone in the league not named Caitlin Clark. That's what makes this so fascinating. Every time Sophie Cunningham goes viral, people across sports media start talking about her. She trends online, gains followers, lands interviews, and gets invited to events like UFC. That's real exposure, and exposure is what grows a league. Then Darren Rovell shared something that immediately caught my attention. If you don't know who Darren Rovell is, he's one of the biggest names in the sports business world. He spent years covering ESPN, focusing on media rights, business deals, sponsorships, and the financial side of sports. Think of someone like Sports Business Journal covering the business behind athletics. Andrew Brandt is another respected sports business insider who operates in that same space. So when Darren Rovell highlights something, I pay attention. He referenced a report from Scott Agnes showing that every camper at Sophie Cunningham's basketball camp gets a photo with her. And what do nearly all of those kids want to do? They want to recreate Sophie's now famous signature point. That tells you everything you need to know. The fans aren't forcing this moment. It happened organically. The kids recognize it, they love it, and they want to be part of it. That's exactly how stars are made.
Shooting fouls. You get 1 point and the ball. 1 point and the ball. If it's a common foul, you just check it up. Now, what I did demo, the coaches did a great job of showing action.
The crazy part is that this was genuinely one of the coolest organic moments the WNBA has had all season. The single biggest viral moment involving any WNBA player was Sophie Cunningham's signature point. Everybody remembers exactly where it started. She pointed at DeWanna Bonner, and social media absolutely exploded. That clip spread everywhere for weeks. Sports pages were sharing it, fans were recreating it, and the celebration became instantly recognizable. Even the White House posted it, and the attention helped lead to Sophie Cunningham appearing as a UFC ring girl. That's how massive this moment became. And don't forget, Sophie Cunningham was also the #1 trending women's athlete on Google in the country last year. Think about that. On the biggest search engine in the world, Sophie Cunningham was sitting at the top. That's real influence, whether people like it or not. Then, Darren Rovell dropped a report that made me do a double take. According to him, the WNBA Players Association is preventing licensees from using the Sophie Cunningham point because they consider it derogatory. Seriously? What? That sounds absolutely ridiculous. If I were Sophie Cunningham, I'd be kicking and screaming over that decision. This is exactly what frustrates so many fans. The league finally has an organic viral moment that people actually enjoy, and instead of embracing it, they find a way to shut it down. Remember all the people online saying the point was disrespectful to Black women? Now that outrage has apparently reached the licensing level. They simply cannot get out of their own way. Every time they have a chance to build momentum, somebody gets offended, and the league ends up creating another unnecessary controversy.
Let's read some comments. Someone said, "What a classless organization. Racists are us." Here said, "No, they aren't. That's a made-up story." Darren Ravel answered, "Yes, it's very real. Just spoke to someone with a big company who showed me their rejection. They got a rejection. They sent him over a rejection memo is what happened." Here said, "Pointing at someone is derogatory. Official team page tweeting an actual violent act? No big deal." That tweet is Duana Bonner celebrating getting an and one. The player in the tweet is wearing Duana's jersey. Are you genuinely this dumb? This league run on emotion. It's why it's always failed. Someone said, "They just can't seem to get out of their own way, can they?" There's lots of reactions. This story just keeps getting crazier the more you think about it. Honestly, this is one of the biggest examples of a sports league getting in its own way that I've seen in a long time. Businesses are supposed to capitalize on viral moments, not bury them. When you've got something that fans naturally latch onto, the smart move is to embrace it. Instead, the WNBA appears to be doing the exact opposite. Now, if these reports are accurate, you've got to wonder who inside the WNBA Players Association decided this was the right move. Was it Terry Carmichael? Was it somebody else behind the scenes? Who exactly looked at the most viral celebration of the season and said, "Nope, we can't let people license that because it's derogatory"? That is just mind-blowing to me. And you already know what the reaction has been. Some people immediately started calling it disrespectful, others claimed it was offensive. The complaints just kept coming. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham is one of the league's biggest personalities, and instead of helping her build that momentum, they're putting roadblocks in front of it. Think about how backwards that is. If a player creates one of the biggest viral moments of the entire season, the league should have merchandise, licensing deals, marketing campaigns, and promotional content ready almost immediately. That's how successful sports organizations operate. They recognize a trend and turn it into revenue while fans are excited about it. Instead, according to Darren Ravel's report, people are being told they can't use the Sophie Cunningham point because it's considered derogatory. Seriously? That's the decision? Rather than making money and growing the brand, they're shutting the whole thing down. This is exactly why so many people criticize the WNBA's business decisions. At times, it feels like the league creates obstacles for itself instead of taking advantage of opportunities. Fans finally have something fun that everyone recognizes, kids are recreating it at camps, social media is talking about it nonstop, and yet the response is to limit it instead of promoting it. Honestly, decisions like this make you shake your head. Even if I wasn't covering every WNBA game, I'd still be talking about stories like this because they're impossible to ignore. When a sports league makes what appears to be such a questionable business decision, it's going to become a conversation whether they like it or not. At the end of the day, that's why people continue criticizing the WNBA. Too often, it seems like the league chooses controversy over common sense and misses opportunities that could help grow the game. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Do you agree with the reported licensing decision, or do you think the WNBA completely fumbled one of its biggest viral moments of the season? Make sure you hit subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.